Notion is often described as a note-taking app, but most small businesses aren't using it just for notes. They're using it to organize projects, document processes, track clients, and manage their work in one place. In this video, I'll walk through real examples of what small teams actually use Notion for and where it tends to fall short. This is not a tutorial. I'm not showing you how to build in Notion. I'm showing you what it's commonly used for and when it makes sense. One of the most common ways small businesses use Notion is for project and task management. That includes tracking work, organizing client projects, and creating repeatable workflows. Many teams use Notion's boards to see what's in progress, what's waiting, and what's completed. Unlike traditional project management tools, Notion lets teams build systems that match how they already work instead of forcing them into a preset structure. Another common setup is a database for client projects. A small agency might have one place where each client has a page with deadlines, files, notes, and status updates. Instead of jumping between email threads, folders, and task tools, everything lives together. Notion is also useful for task templates. If the same type of project happens repeatedly, like onboarding a client or producing content, teams can duplicate a template instead of starting from scratch. The value here isn't advanced features, it's flexibility. Notion works well for teams that want a workspace they can shape themselves without adopting a rigid system. Another major use case is documentation. Small businesses use Notion to store meeting notes, internal guides, and standard operating procedures. After a meeting or client call, someone might paste in messy notes and organize them into decisions, action items, and follow-ups. Over time, this becomes a searchable archive the whole team can reference. Some businesses use Notion to document how work actually gets done. That might include step-by-step instructions, troubleshooting notes, or internal policies. Instead of answering the same questions repeatedly, teams point to a Notion page. Others build internal wikis. This is especially useful for remote or growing teams that need a central place for onboarding materials and shared knowledge. The advantage here is structure without complexity. Notion makes it easier to organize information without requiring technical setup or specialized software. Many small businesses also use Notion for basic client and pipeline tracking. This includes logging leads, tracking deals, and keeping notes on client relationships. A consultant might create a page for each client with contact details, project history, invoices, and conversation notes. Others build a simple sales pipeline with stages like initial contact, proposal sent, and closed. This gives visibility into what's happening without paying for a full CRM. Notion also works well for logging communication. Instead of digging through emails, teams copy important updates or decisions into Notion so there's a clear record of what happened and when. It's important to be clear about the limits. Notion is not a full CRM. It doesn't automate emails, track calls, or handle complex sales reporting. But for solo operators or small teams, it's often enough. The appeal is keeping things simple without paying for software they won't fully use. There are also situations where Notion doesn't work well. It's less effective when teams need advanced project management features like dependencies, resource planning, or detailed timelines. For that kind of work, tools built specifically for project management usually work better. Notion can also create friction when working with external clients or contractors who aren't familiar with it. Asking others to navigate your workspace can slow things down instead of simplifying them. Real-time collaboration is another limitation. While Notion supports multiple editors, it's not as smooth as tools designed for live editing. It also doesn't replace specialized software. If a business needs advanced invoicing, time tracking, or reporting, Notion won't cover those needs on its own. In some cases, adopting Notion too early adds complexity instead of reducing it. A practical way to decide whether Notion makes sense is to start with one clear use case. Look at something you already do, like tracking projects, organizing notes, or managing clients. Test Notion there first. If it saves time or reduces scattered information, expand from there. If it adds friction, pause. The goal isn't to move everything into Notion. It's to use it where it genuinely makes work easier to manage. Notion can be a useful tool for small businesses, but only when it's applied intentionally. Used the right way, it reduces friction and improves clarity. Used without direction, it usually adds noise.